Good morning, gangsters. Right, 20.5, last one of the Open. Quite a fun one to finish off. We said it on the podcast last week, it'd be a row, wall ball, muscle up workout. I don't think that makes us geniuses. I just think that means these are the movements that were left. Obviously, the scaled one, instead of muscle ups, it's a pull up workout instead of the muscle ups, and another 20-minute time cap. So this is officially the longest Open ever. Boys have sent me over, the other coaches have sent me over their thoughts on the workout. I'm currently in the Philippines, so this is coming to you from my hotel room. We'll throw these tips together and chuck it out for you guys to give you a good opportunity to do the best you can this workout. So, okay, where to start? Right, the workout is 40 muscle ups or 40 pull ups or jumping chest to bars, whichever your scale is. 80 cal row, 120 wall balls with a 20-minute cap. But here's the kicker, is you can partition this however you like. I read it like 15 times and watched it. You can break it up however you want. So what I'm kind of worried to say this because I hope I'm right saying this, but I don't know how else I can take it, is you can split up the work however you want. So you can do some sort of like 10 rounder or 5 rounder or whatever it is you want to break up. I'll go through that in a second, but yeah, you basically have freedom to partition this workout however you want, which is really exciting because it gives you freedom to create whatever workout best suits your ability. If you're really good at wall balls and rowing, it gives you an opportunity to do bigger chunks on that and then split the muscle ups a little bit, and vice versa. There's basically options. So this video is going to be a couple of variations, but you have to go away and understand what it is that is going to be the best way for you to do this workout. You have to have a plan. Ultimately, go and watch all the videos. Watch this one and watch the Training Think Tank one and watch a couple of videos online and see what other people are doing. Go watch the live videos. I haven't done that because the internet's terrible here and it's really difficult for me to watch it, so I haven't really watched the other guys do it. But yeah, you can split up the 40, 80 and 120 however you like, but you've got 20 minutes to finish it. If you're doing this RX and don't have muscle ups, then it makes sense to crush the row and the wall balls because there are tie breaks on those two movements. And it also makes sense for you, if you're trying to be competitive with it, to take the RX version, just put in a big tiebreaker time for those two movements, because there's going to be a lot of people that will do the same thing that don't have muscle ups. So you guys, it can just be like simply 5 rounds for time, 16 wall balls, 24 wall balls. And then spend the rest of the 20 minutes trying to get your first muscle up, which will be a big separator for the rest of you that don't have muscle ups. I don't know the statistics, but if you look at previous Open workouts that have muscle ups, the dividing line between the amount of people that had a workout, they got to a point, and then there's like ties for like thousands of people, and then one muscle up makes such a big difference. So good opportunity for people to get their first muscle up if you're close. If not, the scaled version of this is 40 chin over bar pull-ups or 40 jumping or jumping chest over bar pull-ups, depending on what level or what scale you're doing. So warming up for this one, obviously it depends on what you're going to do. If you're going to try and get through some muscle up, so it depends how you're going to approach this workout, but you need to get your hips really open and get really breathy or get really sweaty. You want to be going into this feeling pumped up. If you're doing it at the gym today, there is only 5 row machines and they're going to be being used during the heat. So you may have to warm up on a bike, which is fine because you're not going to feel the row, but you're still going to get yourself sweaty, still going to get yourself breathing heavy, still going to get warmed up, or you can just sub out what I'm about to say for a short run instead. So you want to get your hips open, so some sort of mobility lunge or crawling lunge or something that opens up the hips and gets your squat depth feeling good. So some glute stretch, some couch stretch, some adductor stretch, some walking lunges, some Cossack lunges, stuff that makes you feel like your hips are open up. Spend 5-10 minutes open up the hips for the squats and the wall balls and the row. And also think about prepping your pull-ups. So things like hanging from a bar, scat pull-ups, that stuff's good to do before the womp as well. Moving into, I'd say, just 2 rounds. First round slow, second round a little bit quicker. Just go 7 air squats just to feel the squat pattern. 7 med ball squats, so just a front squat holding a medicine ball here, and then 7 wall balls. Jump on the row if there's one available, or get on a bike, do 10 calories at an easy pace. Then go 5 ring row and 5 scat pull-ups. Then get back on the row or the bike, do another 10 calories or a 200 meter run, something to get you sweaty. Go through that again, but a little bit more intensity. So again, 7 air squats, 7 med ball squats, 7 wall balls, get back on the row, get back on the bike a little bit faster, and now change the progression to something more similar to what you can do in the workout. So if you're going to do pull-ups, do 5 pull-ups. If you're going to do ring rows, do 5 pull-ups, 5 dips, or something that's closer to a muscle up, and then get back on the row, back on the bike. And then move specifically into prepping the movement that you're going to do, if it's pull-ups, chest bars, or if it's muscle ups. So On the workout as a whole, minus the muscle ups, I don't think this is that bad of a workout. Doing 80 calorie row and 120 wall balls isn't terrible. Adam put a workout into, I think it was last Thursday's CrossFit class that had 150 wall balls, and a bunch of people got through that and walked away relatively unscathed. So 120 wall balls isn't the end of the world, and 80 calorie row, if you ever do fit class, that's the nominal amount. That's not too difficult to work out at all. It's only putting the 40 muscle ups into that makes that more challenging. With the rowing specifically, the speed on the rower wants to be consistent, wants to be steady. You don't want to go mental on the row. You don't want to kill yourself on the rower. Get off the rower breathing heavy, breathing too much, and then be able to have to take breaks before you move on to the next piece of work. Adam said a good stroke rate's between like 26 to 32, which is a steady pace. I like to think of it when I'm rowing for calories as reps. So if I know I get 1 calorie every time I pull a stroke, then I know if I'm doing a set of 16 calories, I only have to do 16 strokes, which for me mentally is very easy. So understand how many strokes it takes you to get a calorie. If it takes you 1 or 2 or 3 strokes to get 1 calorie, then you know it takes you 9 to get 3 calories and 18 to get 6 calories and so on and so forth. So you know how many reps you have to do on the rower. That makes it a lot easier for me just to count in my head. I'm going 1, 2 strokes, 3 strokes, and then your pace. So understand that if you row at like, let's say a 1300 pace, which is something I would row at 1300, how different that feels to like a 1500 pace. 15 feels terrible, 13 feels comfortable, or let's say like 900 feels terrible and 750 feels comfortable. The difference in the time for you to row 10 calories at 900 and 750 is about fucking 10 seconds, if that. Not too different, but the difference in what that does to your physical state, how that makes you feel is drastic. So this would feel terrible if you rode 10 calories. This would feel great if you rode 10 calories. And if you weigh it up, how slower do I get off the row versus how much better do I feel? That one makes a lot more sense. So err on the side of lighter rather than harder on the rower, unless you're like an elite level athlete trying to put up the world's fastest time. I don't think you need to be rowing maximal effort on the rower at all. I think for breaking this up, like I said, you've got unlimited options. So you can do absolutely anything you want in order to get through these works, as long as you adhere to the movement standards. When I first saw this, I immediately thought, okay, 2 things that really stuck out to me is breaking up the row and the wall ball with some muscle ups or pull ups in between, so that I'm not going back to back on the row and back on the wall balls, because the row is very leggy, wall balls are very leggy. They're very similar in terms of cyclical, gassy movements, whereas if you put something strength based in between them, it's going to give the legs a rest. It's going to let you slow everything down and give you a break from going to those movements. So my first thought was to break this into 5 rounds of 16 calorie on the row, 4 muscle ups, 24 wall balls, 4 muscle ups. Do that 5 times through, and that should be able to be done in the 20-minute time cap. Obviously, then you have to take into consider everything else I said about how you split up the row and how you split up the wall balls, etc., etc. That's one option. If you're an absolute monster, you could try and do something absolutely mental, like I'm going to do 10 muscle ups, and then I'm going to row for 40 calories, 5 muscle ups, 60 wall balls, 10 muscle ups, 40 calories, 5 muscle ups, 60 wall balls, 10 muscle ups. If you're really good at big sets of wall balls and row, which would work very well if you're doing the pull-up version of this workout and you're a monster on the rower and you're a monster at wall balls, and you can do sets of 60 and 40 and to do 5 or 10 pull-ups in between each set, that wouldn't be too big of a big deal if you've got the lungs and the legs to do big sets of wall balls, and that would also allow you to minimize transitions. And like I said, mentioned at the start, if you're not planning on getting through the muscle ups, or you think you're not going to be able to do a muscle up, then smash the row and the wall balls out and then spend the rest of the time chipping away through the muscle ups. That's the other option you've got. The other thing you could do is blast them on the row, try your first muscle up, don't get it, shit, go to wall balls, blast some wall balls out, come back, try muscle up, nope, didn't get it, back on the row. Just don't waste time. Like if you're doing the third option where you're trying to complete the row and the wall balls as you can, and you have an attempt and you didn't get it, it's close, I'm going to try again, you're just wasting 30-40 seconds of your time if you're trying to get a good tiebreaker. So don't waste time if your plan is to go in and get a solid tiebreaker score. I think if you're doing this workout as a scale workout with pull-ups, this is going to be quite a fun workout, so it's going to be quite fast. Just be very smart about where you put your pull-ups in between the row and the wall balls. Give yourself a break from the wall balls and the row by putting the pull-ups in between. And hit up the other coaches, both Adam and Najib are going to be in today. I'll be happy to give you some advice on what they think is the best way to split up the workout. They gave me some good advice and good options this morning. Just be smart about it. Have a plan. Like, this is the most fun way they can do an open workout. They said, you decide how you break the reps up. Here's what you've got to complete in 20 minutes. I don't know when I'll get to do this one, but I'm looking forward to doing that one and seeing all your guys' scores. So just to finish off with last one, tips for this. You've got to have a plan. Have a plan going into it. Decide what your reps and how long it's going to take to do each round. Decide how you're going to break it from the start. I would say try go pulling movement between the wall balls and the row just to rest the legs in between. On the intensity of the workout, start slow and progressively ramp up. This is a 20-minute workout again. So think about pushing the pace towards the end of the workout. Start slow and have a kick to the end. Last 20% of the workout should be the fastest 20% of the workout. Rowing speed, don't be a nutter. Start slow. Hold a comfortable pace that you know you can sustain for a long period of time. Don't blow up on the rower. And I think this is actually a potential good one to redo because you can try a different strategy on your redo. Last one, guys, go get busy.